The registration deadline for assault weapons in Illinois has now passed.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of questions from gun owners about the law. So far, the number of people who've registered these guns remains low.
Illinois gun owners are citing civil disobedience and confusion after the deadline for registration of assault weapons passes. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like channel, like content, what I do here, you can support me with the link. Everything is appreciated. Once again, PSA for my Connecticut residents. If you plan on getting your Connecticut pistol permit, please get the training done before July 2024, because then after that, it gets longer, harder, more expensive, just to disincentivize you from going out and getting your pistol permit. If you have your permit, watch that expiration date. As a matter of fact, mine's coming up pretty soon here. Watch the expiration date. Don't rely on the state to send out that renewal notice. Let's talk about this. Now, I did a story on this probably within the last 30 hours concerning Illinois and its Protect Illinois Communities Act, and the deadline for the registration of assault weapons, which has passed, and there has been a mass non-compliance with that law, and it's quite honestly, it does my heart good to see it. I'm sorry, I'm not one for saying that you should break the law, but when a law is unjust, I'm sorry, you shouldn't have to follow it. But I got one person. I'm welcome Illinois people who jump into my feed. I appreciate you being here, and one of you put out, I'm going to put it up there, I'll make sure I read exactly what they got here. But this person is stating the Illinois State Police gave us extra time to register because turnout was so low. They also claim if you register after January 1st, you will not face prosecution. And this person goes on to talk about the lawsuit, and apparently he is a part of that lawsuit, which is great. So I did some quick searching, and I could not really find anything on extending the deadline for the registration. But the Illinois State Police did put out a statement saying they will not bring charges against people who register their firearms after the January 1st deadline. I'm not going to dispute what's being said here. That's not the point. But I did find something else very interesting, and I want to follow up on it to keep everybody informed because, and I always say this too, there's a lot of things I keep repeating because I want people to hear what I'm saying. What happens in other states, you should pay attention to, because it will come to you sooner or later. And you should always pay attention to what people are doing elsewhere and follow all gun cases across the country. And I try to do that. But I want to jump in here real quick. Now, gun groups in Illinois are reporting that there is a lot of confusion to this new law, what should be registered and what shouldn't be registered. And also, they're also saying that this is mostly a civil disobedience. But I'm going to jump in. Illinois gun group report confusion, civil disobedience after deadline passes to register assault weapons. Okay. Gun groups are reporting confusion from gun owners as the state pushes them to register assault weapons under the state's new ban. January 1st marked the deadline for the Illinoisans to register their assault weapons with the state before the ban signed by Democratic Governor J.B. Pritzker takes effect on January 10th. I'm laughing, I'm sorry, because there's some, you call him Jelly Bean, JB, Jelly Bean, and a whole bunch of other derogatory things, so I couldn't help but laugh a little bit. But however, of the over 2.4 million firearm owner identification card holders, there have only been 112,350 disclosures filed as of December 31st, 2023, according to state police data. Another 29,357 disclosures were in the process of being completed. Second Amendment advocacy groups told Fox News Digital that there is confusion among gun owners in the state due to the vagueness of the new law. Dan Eldridge, president of the Federal Firearms Licensees of Illinois Lobby Group, told Fox News Digital that one of the aspects of the noncompliance is simply ignorance of the law. Eldridge said the confusion is that nobody can tell what's covered by this act. Yeah. For example, one county prosecutor posted a notice that by January 1st, everyone must register their assault weapon and high-capacity magazines. But Eldridge noted that magazines aren't required to be registered. Not surprised there. Nor could they be. Eldridge said they have no serial number. Then more recently, you had this governor stating on camera that automatic and semi-automatic firearms and high-capacity magazines must be registered, he said. Well, automatic is not mentioned once in the act. And as we talked about just a second ago, magazines aren't covered. So, well, 1 out of the 3 is pretty good for this governor on anything gun-related. Eldridge also says civil disobedience is another factor at play with the low registration numbers. Quote, almost every sheriff and most of the county's state attorneys have stated they will not enforce this act, he said. So residents of those counties have very little incentive to register. A spokesperson for the Illinois State Police told Fox News Digital that not every FOID card owns a gun, which Eldridge disputed. I'm like, come on. Like, you know, it's like Connecticut. You have to get a pistol permit here in Connecticut to purchase a firearm. Why are you going to go through the steps to go get a pistol permit if you don't plan on getting a gun? So that's kind of a ridiculous notion by the state police. I think the state police is just trying to downplay the low turnout and the low registration numbers, but that's just my opinion. The state police don't know how many FOID card holders are firearm owners, but I think it's safe to say that most individuals are not going to go through the time, expense, and invasive background check to get an FOID card if they don't plan or intend to purchase a firearm, no doubt. Okay. I don't want to come down to this note right here. John Bosch, executive director of the Illinois Second Amendment advocacy group Gun Saves Lives, told Fox News Digital that while thousands have registered their self-defense firearms, millions have not. Quote, the 98.8 non-compliance speaks volumes for what the average gun owner thinks about gun registration schemes, Bosch said. Why the low compliance, he continued. We all know that confiscation follows registration, and that is absolutely true. Bosch said that there is confusion with the ban and that plenty of gun owners remain completely unaware that they own guns that are supposed to be registered. Quote, the state police didn't mail out anything to FOID cardholders, nor did they even email anyone to let them know about their obligations to remain completely legal. Due to the vagueness in both the law and ISP's rules that don't follow the language in the law, many people aren't sure what they need to do, he continued. We suspect that many people have registered guns they didn't need to be registered. For instance, a Glock pistol comes with a standard capacity magazine over 50 rounds, he added. And Ted Rivera, president of the DeWitt County Sportsman Club in Illinois, told Fox News Digital the group's opinion is that the lack of compliance is a glaring slap in the face of the governor and to his traitorous cronies. The compliance numbers are low because law-abiding gun owners are sick and tired of being blamed and punished for the actions of criminals, Rivera said. We have reached a point where we're no longer willing to accept our constitutionally guaranteed rights being trampled on by politicians that swore an oath to uphold that same constitution. Okay. Let me go ahead and come out of that. So there it is. So you got two opposing opinions on this. One saying not knowing exactly what needs to be registered, and some saying this is just straight up, we just don't want to do this. We don't want to basically register our firearms. And as I said in the video I made prior, a number of sheriffs, county sheriffs, and we're not going to enforce this thing. Let me be clear. Pritzker's a baby, okay? He wields his governor power like a child who just found his father's firearm. That's exactly how he wields it. So I'm curious to see what he's going to do, because he is a baby. I would say the other word, but I try my best not to. But he's going to, I'm curious to see how he's going to respond to this low turnout for registration. What is he going to do? This is going to be literally one of those landmark moments in gun ownership in this country. How this is going to play out. But I definitely wanted to follow up on that. And once again, welcome to my Illinois people. Hey, keep us apprised of what's going on out there, because what's going on out there has a direct effect on what happens to each of us in our own prospective states. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.